Good morning, dear students. You are now in the first year undergraduate course. This is the course on journalism. I am your course teacher, Dr. JAYARAGHAVENDRA. I am a principal scientist at the Indian Institute of Horticulture Research. And I think you are able to see my slide. Very quickly, we will, your semester exams are also getting close. And I wish to convey some points on journalism. So this is my first slide, and that's my postal address. Okay, and then you can get back with me, and this is my mobile number and my email ID, and whenever you have doubts you can contact me. And in fact, I am a BSc AG, MSc AG, PhD, MBA person. We used to teach farm journalism for farmers, and now this is a journalism course for the general public. So now we will very quickly go ahead. I am presently working as a professor or a principal scientist. I hold a bachelor's degree in agriculture. I hold a master's degree in agricultural extension from the University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore. Then I hold a doctorate in agricultural extension from the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, IRA, New Delhi. I hold an MBA in marketing management from IGNOU. Then I have about 26 years of teaching, research and extension experience. I've been trained at ISB and IAM, Ahmedabad. So now, let us very quickly go. What is the meaning of journalism and what is the scope of journalism? See, many times you may be seeing TV9 and all that. A lot of, we say social journalists, we say TV journalists, we say newspaper journalist. So who is a journalist? So a journalist is a person who collects news and who disseminates the information. So when he collects the news, he requires a medium like a newspaper or a TV or a FM radio channel or whatever. He requires some channel, or he has to publish it in a magazine. So two important works are done by a journalist. So the person who does journalism is a journalist. Journalism is a noun. So what does he do? He collects news. He disseminates the information through publishing it, or making it into a TV channel, news stories and all that. You must have seen a lot of news clippings, news stories. Okay, so it is the occupation of reporting, writing, editing, photography. Today you cannot say that only newspaper is journalism. We have even TV journalism. We have an FM radio journalism. So even many of the students I keep seeing, everybody has a mobile phone. They keep shooting, and some accident has occurred on the road. You immediately shoot that photograph. You upload it into the social media in WhatsApp, or you may even send a WhatsApp message to a police. And this is how this is called social journalism. See, you are not a paid journalist, but still the journalism job even ordinary people are doing. So look at this slide here. So there will be a lot of photography. Of course, now nobody uses the camera. They use a mobile phone. So then you quickly upload it onto a computer on a social media, and then immediately you jot down some vehicle has done an accident. So immediately you jot down the vehicle number. Or nowadays the students are so intelligent, they would directly shoot that car or something which has done a hit and run case. So along with the number, immediately it is flashed on to the police station, and immediately these fellows are caught. So that's how we are very responsible citizens in this society, and we do this job of journalism. It is derived from the word journal. That means daily, journalism is not what you do today and then you stop it after 1 year, or you stop it. Every day, day in and day out, the society, the people, the citizens, so many events are occurring. See, it may be good events, it may be bad events. For example, a strike is going on the road. So nothing prevents you journalist students to simply shoot a photograph, to simply record a video and then upload it somewhere on the social media like WhatsApp. So in the olden days it was only print media, but today in the 2022, in the 21st century, we use mostly the social media. So we say a journal is a daily register. It is a book containing each day's business or transaction. Okay, it may include newspaper, or it may include social media. It can include WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, and so on and so forth. It also means a magazine to wherever section of the audience it caters to. So we have two types of journalists. One is you are a paid journalist. You are employed in Times of India or in Indian Express, or you are employed in TV9 or somewhere, or you are just a social journalist who is going to do things for a hobby. So journalism means writing for newspapers or magazines. I have already concluded even the internet and the WhatsApp and the electronic media also. It is a communication of information, writing regularly, periodicals, okay. People have an inbound desire to know what's novel or news. For example, you're all in Acharya College. So suddenly, there may be a small accident in front of your college. So you may be very curious. Somebody would have shot a small video. So very quickly you will have to upload it in a WhatsApp, and you should make people aware. Who is that fellow? So that will help the police to catch the fellow. This is the curiosity of the common man is satisfied by the journalist through the writing, through the newspapers and current affairs and news. So you are the people who are going to collect and disseminate the news. When a person writes for a newspaper, magazine or a journal or a WhatsApp or social media, it's called journalism, which means it's a communication of information about daily events. So daily, the events are going on. Okay, so condensed into a few words. And I think your teachers must have already told you how should we write for a newspaper, how should we write for a magazine, how should you write in WhatsApp. So each and every medium is having its own do's and don'ts. It is having a protocol. So you will have to write like that. So we know that man by his nature, is very curious to know what is going on in the world around him. See, suppose, in next to your house, or, my house is situated right on the road. So suddenly, a lot of buses, and suddenly there's an accident. There's a big sound, boom, like that. So immediately, we are very curious. So what my daughter does is she runs to the window, and then, she sees. Then she says, Appa, there is an accident. So you may say, why this curiosity is there? See, curiosity is a very common thing among the people, among the individuals, and that curiosity has to be satisfied. See, if an accident has occurred in front of you, today it will be covered by WhatsApp, tomorrow it will come in the newspaper, in the headlines. So journalism is satisfying this vital human need by providing him and other members of the public with relevant and requisite information. So suppose an accident has occurred, I told you. So then you ask my daughter, hey, what was the accident? So she will start explaining. Appa, it was a big bus. That fellow did not know how to put a brake. Every time, my daughter cracks a joke. See, this fellow puts a brake and a huge sound comes as if, an aircraft is landing. So suddenly, there is a very big shouting going on the road. So again, we are curious. See, when a fight or a shouting occurs on the road, everybody is very curious. They'll say, what happened? Who beat each other? Who hit the vehicle first? Very curious things are there. So therefore, all these things are reported by a journalist. And when a historian records what happened in the past, a journalist reports on current events and latest events. See, now, an historian, suppose you and me have not seen Mahatma Gandhi because he was shot dead in 1947. But still we want to know how our freedom movement took place, what were the events. So that is all covered by a historian. Suppose you want to know what is this hijab controversy, why people were protesting for the dress, some people have missed the exam. So this is all reported by a journalist, and then what the Karnataka High Court did is scrapped the he said no, all the students should come in uniform to the college. So that's how the curiosity is reported by a journalist. So journalism, the moment we say journalism, we are most bothered about the current events. See, today an IPL match is going on. You have to cover that. See, there is no point in covering what Akbar did about 10 centuries back, or how Madhvacharya was doing something. See, they are all historians. See, now you as journalists, social journalists, you are all very responsible citizens of India. You will be covering latest news and then, current news, and that should be your domain. It depicts the situation as it develops. In the day-to-day, operating, we have to transmit the news. See, you see how you are very, very, vociferous, or you are very vocal. Vocal means you are very active on WhatsApp. So, you will send a WhatsApp message. Hey, what happened? Whether the teacher came today, whether the class is there, or, whether the class has been postponed. or whether corona has come. See, all those things you are very curious. So, therefore, all the information which is concerning you, me and the society at large, a journalist is going to cover. See now, as students of Acharya College, what is that you will be interested? Definitely, you will be interested in the current affairs of your college. Not definitely current affairs. At the most, you may be interested in current affairs of Bangalore. But definitely, you will not be interested in the current affairs of what is happening in Washington. So, now, your whole time and energy when you come to college is about who are your friends, what happened to their friends, who ate what breakfast, which teacher has come today, which teacher has not come today. So all these things, you fellows will be putting it on WhatsApp. So that is, writing a book at your leisure. So journalism is not this very casual communication you do on WhatsApp. It is somewhat a more serious affair. It is much more than what you fellows send WhatsApp messages to your friends. Hey, come on, yeah, which teacher has come? What did you eat for breakfast? These are all very casual. Journalism is somewhat to move with the society. More responsible information. See, suppose a crime has occurred on the road. Somebody is protesting. Somebody has made an accident. So immediately you are all responsible. See, let us say you are going to your college, Baba, and somebody has opened a tap. See, a tap is leaking and lot of water is flowing outside. So don't you feel that as journalism students, you have to shoot the photograph and then immediately upload and inform the BWSSB, the Bangalore Water Supply and Sewerage Board. You have to immediately inform them. That is called social journalism. It's a responsive journalism. So don't think that this is not my job, the tap has opened and I have nothing to do with this. It is not like that. You are also a citizen of this country. You should be very, very responsive and responsible. So therefore, journalism is to be effective and you should always be looking for current events. So, journalist does not mean only he will report the news. He is also responsible for interpreting. So, suppose there is one hijab controversy. That means a lot of students are coming with that hijab headgear. Okay, and then so how do you interpret? So now you are all students and you are an integral part of our secular India. All communities and all castes are coming to our Acharya College. So therefore you have to interpret. So what you will interpret? Whether there is freedom of wearing the dress, whether uniform is required or not, whether what are the standards and discipline things you should observe in college. This is how we have to interpret and say that we are all Indians, we are all secular. That means we are coming from diverse backgrounds. Therefore, a journalist's main function is to give out news and views. Not news is only telling. See, suppose a young student will say, sir, there was an accident near Chikmanavara railway station. That is the news. The view is, sir, the lorry was coming and the motorbike was coming in the opposite direction. The motorbike fellow made the fault. So if you tell this thing, that is called as a view. So I think you know what is the difference between news and views. Views has to be expressed and it need not be days of his own. See, when you are witness to an accident near the Chikmanavara railway station, simply saying accident has occurred is news. But what is the view? Sir, I feel the motorbike fellow was at wrong. So another person will say, sir, my friends were telling that the motorbike fellow did not change the gear. Or another fellow will say, sir, the lorry was going very rash. So there may be, for the same news of accident, there may be hundreds of views about the accident. The views has to be expressed, need not be your own. You can say that, the Prime Minister of India is feeling like this regarding hijab controversy. And, somewhere corona has come, deaths have occurred, and definitely social distance and masks were not worn. So very immediately you have to wear the mask like this. So all those things are your views. And about the cross-section of the people. So you can even say, what does Muslims feel about hijab? Okay, what do other people feel about hijab? Then whether, canteens are very good in the college or canteens are wasting your time in the college and you are not able to concentrate, or you are making very good friends. So all those views also you can tell. So now Chambers 20th Century Dictionary defines journalism as the profession of conducting or writing for public journals. So I told you in the olden days, these journals were only print media, but today it is also the social media, electronic media, internet media, television media and all that. According to majority of the researchers, journalism means collection, editing of material of current interest for presentation, publication or broadcast. I keep seeing, my daughter, how she collects the news. Of course, now she became a journalism student, but otherwise, she used to make those TikTok videos. That also is some sort of journalism. She will suddenly dance, she will choreograph herself, she will shoot herself, edit the video. See, all these are also jobs of a journalist. But anyway, as an amateur professional, she was doing it, that's all right. But now, tomorrow when she joins Times of India or the London Times, many times I keep teasing her. Hey, Putta, see, you do journalism course and you become a professor of journalism. And then one day you may join the London Times. And don't forget to take your dad. Okay, we both will enjoy near the London Bridge. So then I used to sing that song, small song for her. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. So like that, journalism means communication of information to the public by any media. See, once when you are communicating to the public, you should be very careful. You should not tell all your personal information. Okay? It may be newspaper, radio, TV or internet. I told you, a person engaged in journalism is called as a journalist. We have discussed this one. So, Bond F. Fraser, this author says, the journalism embraces all forms in which the news and comments on the news reach the public. See, how did people come to know that there was an accident near the railway station? Somebody has reported it. See, many times, we are going on the road, lot of big fights will be occurring and two fellows will start beating each other. And you may say, I am not bothered, but next day it will come in a newspaper. Okay, it will say that near Dasaralli metro, one youth has attacked other fellow in an inebriated condition. That means he had drank liquor and he has attacked. So that news will come along with photo. How did it come with photo? Do you mean to say that the journalist was from Times of India was standing there? No. Somebody like you and me have taken the photographs and we have shot it and we have put it on WhatsApp and sent it to my good journalist who is at Times of India. So there is one journalist from Times of India who is my neighbor. He is Dr. Srivastava. So he is my neighbor. I have his mobile number. I have shot the photograph, sent it to him. So that's all. And next day it comes in paper. So everything need not be shot by you. A journalist from Times of India, I told you Mr. Srivastava, gets information from various sources. So then next we'll say all that happens in the world, if such happens, hold interest for the public and all the thought, action and ideas stimulate become the basic material for journalists. So suppose you eat in a hotel, nobody is going to cover the news. So suddenly Puneet Rajkumar comes, now he is no longer. So when a cinema star, Rakul Preet Singh comes on the road and then she starts having breakfast in a hotel. Everybody's attention goes to her. Hey, Rakul Preet Singh, aaya yaar. Hey, Rakul Preet Singh has come, I say. So immediately they'll shoot selfie with her. They'll say, Rakul madam, what is your qualification? We know that Rakul Preet Singh has done an MSc in mathematics. She's a very intelligent girl. So they will take selfie and then the next day it will come in the paper. So now, Leslie Stephens, he is another author. He says journalism consists of writing for pay on matters of which you are ignorant. See, many people, you know how corona comes, but you do not know how corona infects, how many people are dying. There is under-reporting, there is over-reporting, just in the same many hospitals. So you should give live updates. So, for example, in which place the corona is spreading fast, whether it is spreading in slum areas or it is spreading in isolated areas, whether social distance is required. All these issues are going to be covered. So, live updates. So, you should have, see, you are ignorant about many things. See, if I ask all you young students, half of you do not know what is hijab. Or half of you do not know what is a corona, whether it is a virus or a bacteria. See, unless you are a science student, you do not know the difference between virus and bacteria. If I ask you, say, this is the structure of the virus. So, it exactly looks like this in the electron microscope. So, maybe you are ignorant, but I will tell you, but this is an electron microscope photograph. So, Eric Hodgins, of Time magazine, he defines journalism as the conveying of information from here to there with accuracy. You should tell the facts. See, suppose somewhere, a spider has gone. A small cockroach has gone. What does the journalist report? Saw a big snake went into the hole. See, that is called exaggeration. Exaggeration is not allowed in journalism. See, there are, cinema stories. Okay, RRR cinema. Okay, KGF 2. And suddenly, the hero jumps from the aeroplane. See, these are all exaggerated things. That can be called as a movie or a cinema. But it cannot be called as a journalist news. You should have accuracy, you should have insight and dispatch, and in such a manner that the truth is served with rightness. Truth is, see, many times, this stalking. Stalking means STALKING. See, boys also will stalk the girls. Girls also may stalk. That means, किसी का पीछे पड़ना. See, now, see, somebody, recently they threw acid on a girl because that boy had proposed the girl and the girl did not agree for his love. He threw acid. Now, I was seeing that in the crime story yesterday, and lot of news has coming about it. So then, nobody has seen the perfect thing, why it has come. But now what the police will do or a journalist will do, he will try to construct the story. How will he construct the story? By collecting bits and pieces of information. They told, sir, that boy was in love and that girl was working in Muthoot Finance and she was already engaged and this fellow was pestering that girl to marry and she rejected many times and she told you, I will tie Rocky to you and you will be like my brother. So these are all narration. Even I have heard like you only. See, I have also seen the TV. But a journalist has accurately, given the news and then they have reconstructed. You must have seen in crime TV, that just with animated figures, one boy throwing acid and one girl falling like this. So all the stories are thing. It should be evident and don't tell lies. Don't cook up the stories. In Kannada, there is a saying, Ili bantu andre, holi bantu andre. That means, a rat has gone, but this fellow says, a tiger has come. So that is not allowed in journalism. So according to the Webster's Third International Dictionary, journalism means collection, editing of material of current interest, not world interest. You should not say that Akbar was eating beef. See, that we have not seen Akbar. That was so many centuries back. For presentation, publication or broadcast. So tabloid, every time, broadsheet. So you tell the actual truth. Journalism, derived from journal. Journal means a diary. What is a journal? Daily. Every day you get newspaper. See, without newspaper, I don't want to have a cup of coffee. So whenever I have a cup of coffee, I want to have a newspaper. Daily I want to see the current events. So it may be written words, pictures. See, today what these young boys and girls will do, as soon as they get up, they are seeing WhatsApp. Why? Because journal. Some latest must have come. In the night, somebody must have. Today I was seeing all young students, boys and girls. They were going towards Hesarghatta Lake. That is on my way to office. So a lot of events. Hey, what was there in Hesarghatta? Yeah? Where did you have tea? Did you drink that the tea in Panda Cafe? Now this tandoori chai has come. So everything should be latest. Daily you should get information. That's why I put one diary here. Please, this is for you chotos. For young fellows, this diary. That means journalism, everyday job. It is not one day job and you will meet after 1 year. Oldest journalism is connected with periodical journalism. See, sometimes if newspaper comes daily, we say it is a daily. If you have a weekly magazine, we say it is a weekly. If it comes once in 15 days, we say it is a fortnightly. Then some magazines are published monthly. So we say it is a monthly. If it is for every 2 months, we say bi-monthly. Okay, then if it comes every 3 months once, 4 times it comes, we say it is a quarterly. Otherwise, it comes 2 times in a year, it is called half yearly. Or yearly once, this Panchangam and all are published, Whenever Ugadi comes, Panchangam is there. So that is published once in a year. That is called yearly. So I think journalism students should very quickly take home this message. Daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, Okay, bi-monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, yearly. Okay, this is very important. Tomorrow when you boys and girls become journalists, you should note this. So, there are 4 pillars of the society. So, we say that journalism or media is the 4th pillar. What are the other pillars? We say the judiciary. Our law system is the first pillar of the society. We are all in a civil society with uniform civil code. Same traffic rules for Muslims, same traffic rules for Hindus, for everybody. Everybody will not have a different traffic rule. Okay, suppose triple talaq is banned. Marriage law and divorce law is same for all. So judiciary, law. Second thing is executive. Who is the executive? IAS officers, IPS officers, police station, okay, revenue officers. They are all our administration. That is the second pillar of the society. Then the third pillar is our legislature. Who are legislature? Our MLAs, MPs, our ministers, chief minister, they are all our legislature. They make laws. They are the third pillar of the society. Come on, now the fourth and the most important pillar of the society is you young boys and girls, journalists, journalism, media. Media means they will report the occurrences in the society. They will play a very important role in democracy. They will play a very important role in shaping. Now you will say whether BJP is good or Congress is good, which MLA is good, where development is occurring, whether roads are put properly or not. All these opinions, interactions, feelings, okay, perceptions are all published in newspaper, in WhatsApp, in media, in TV. By seeing your journalism and media, people form opinions. They will say, no, next time we don't want to elect this MLA because he is a very corrupt fellow. People form such opinions. So you are called the fourth estate. That means you are having such an important job in this society. Now we will say what is the scope of journalism? Where all you can get jobs, where all you can do. It includes reporting, commentaries delivered on television or radio, including internet, we have already told. Now, even the news and events, film documentary. Many people, see nowadays when film is there, there is no documentary. But when I was a young boy, I used to go to movies with my father and mother. So every time, the government, information and broadcasting division, so they will publish. Jawaharlal Nehru came, then Lal Bahadur Shastri came out with high-yield variety program. So all government interventions were shown. See, and obviously, in those days, at the end of the movie, the Janagana Mana used to be there, and nowadays, in many halls, the national anthem is played in the beginning. They will show some documentary about the government, how they are controlling and all that. Now, you may be editor or you may be a reporter. Editor may be a very senior person. After some 10-15 years service, you become news editor. Okay, otherwise you are only reporter. Reporter is the chota. Editor is a big fellow. Okay, they claim what they deal with news and views, they too are as much covered by the term press. So today, press does not mean only print media. See, in the olden days, there was no TV and internet, so people very loosely used the word press. But people belong to all the media house. It may be television, TV9, it may be MTV, it may be Republic TV, or it may be WhatsApp, social media. Even Modi ji, our Prime Minister, is very active on Twitter. See, many cinema stars are on Twitter. Okay, they keep chatting. So they are on Facebook. So like that, these are all media. The moment you put something on any media, they are all public media. You should be able to write your voice, your opinions, your news. That is the scope of journalism. See, there are people called as social journalists. There are some people who write only for Facebook. There are some people who write only for Twitter. Don't think they write only for newspaper. Anyway. So what qualifies a person to be called as a journalist is the nature of the function performed by him. See, a journalist may be employed in Times of India. You are not going to function for Times of India. You are an independent journalist. Your job is to collect the truth and do it. Whether you work in Times of India or you work in London Times or you work in Kannada Prabha, Prajavani or any newspaper, it does not matter. Okay, if you want to be called as a journalist, it is your function performed by you. What is your function? Function is collecting and dissemination of information and writing this news column. I think in the newspaper, many of you know. See, there are columns. How many columns are there in the newspaper? Just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we say he is a columnist. Columnist means he writes small articles. Don't write lamba chauda big stories in A4 size sheet. A journalist writes columns. So he will have catchy words. He will put photograph. See, this is how you write for a newspaper or a WhatsApp. Very quickly you should do it. So the concept of journalism, earlier they told it's only about newspapers. Thousands of newspapers are there. I told you now it includes all. So what are the things these fellows will convey about the national policies, how Corona was tackled, then what is CAA, that means Citizen Amendment Act, that means who can become the citizens of India, then NRC, National Register, okay, then for example Uniform Civil Code, whether there should be same law for all the communities or different laws for different communities. See, these are all very debatable topics today. Whether corruption should be allowed. See, recently, what happened? This sub-inspector post, a lot of scam is going on. People cheated in the exam, they took Bluetooth, and then all the exams were, paper was leaked, and people gave bribe. This is a big corruption issue. It should be condemned by a journalist. A journalist has to write. See, whether can we tolerate corruption? Can we tolerate crime? In a very civil, we say we are in a civil society. See, you cannot go and slap somebody and then get away with it. A crime is a crime. What do you say, students? So you should be able to give the public reaction, how government will feel. See, suppose somebody, during Corona, they were not going without mask. They were going without mask. They were fined. Suppose you don't have RC book, you don't have license, you are driving on the road, police will stop you and he will fine you. And people, they will protest. Oh, sir, police tried to catch me. That's all misinterpretation. Whether police has tried to manhandle you or mishandle you. But the journalist will report. So therefore, the journalism is about telling the truth and the happenings at home and abroad. So if it is, if you are going on covering news of other countries, it is international news. If you are covering news of the nation, it is national news. If we cover news about only Karnataka state, it's state news. Sometimes, there are news covered only by the district. So it's called district news, taluk news, village news. Okay, like that, it has got different levels of news. So, what does the journalism do? It will convey news, it will describe the things, and in the various media, we have already told you what is the media. It may be, again and again I repeat and tell you, it is not necessarily only print media, TV, radio, okay, internet, WhatsApp, social media. So that's why, all this Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp is called social media. Okay, even there it should be responsible. See, suppose in WhatsApp you put all nonsense messages, you will be caught. Okay, and you should also publish collectively. So what is news? See, what does news mean? As journalism students, you should get it right away. News means what? North, east, west and south. That is called news. That means whatever information is coming from the 4 directions. What are the 4 directions? North, east, west and south. That is called news. I think many of you chotos do not know what is this news. Anyway, I am telling you as your teacher, you will get it. So, journalism is production of things which various media already told. It may be radio, it may be book, it may be magazine, it may be television, internet, newspaper. We have already told. So, what are the elements of journalism? So, the first obligation of journalism is truth. Other than truth, you don't send it. See, in the movies and in the court, what the judge will say? So they will give the Bhagavad Gita book. मैं भगवद गीता का कसम खाके बोलूंगा, जो मैं बोलूंगा वो सच ही बोलूंगा, सच के सिवा मैं कुछ और नहीं बोलूंगा. So like that they will say. So you should tell only the truth, not simply give very bhadkili bhashan and put very spicy. See, spice in curry is good, but spice in news is not good. Should be very careful. Then nowadays, people can tell lies. See, today GPS is there, Baba. See, suppose I telephone to my daughter and then she says, hey, Puta, where are you? So, then she says, Appa, I am in the house. But her mobile phone is showing the GPS location that she is in Vaishnavi Mall. So, the truth is coming from the mobile phone. But even if we tell the lies, okay, today there are umpteen number of technologies to track where we are. See, that is how people track the robbers and they track crime. So our journalism should be truth. Okay, they should be very transparent. They should not put masala in the news. So audience can make their own assessment. See now I was also seeing the hijab controversy. See, I am telling, it's only my opinion, please. I am only a teacher here. Don't say that Dr. V.K. Rao, our teacher, told, and you should have your own opinion as students. You should not depend on your teacher's opinion. Teacher is only a facilitator, you will teach. That's all. So now, I was seeing hijab. Now I was telling, as young students in first year degree, whether you boys and girls require religion, I don't think religion is required. Religion is a very private affair. Whether you go to temple, mosque or church, when you are coming to the school or a college, you should have a uniform. So we should get things right, and then we should have as civic sense. Civic sense means what? Civil society. We are all in a integrated secular society. No Hindu, no Muslim, no they're all bullshit. Don't bring all that. So truth is important, transparency is important, and we should have our opinion. So journalism is the one science which creates opinions. It creates interest. It creates viewpoints. So a lot of data is coming, and you have to read, and you have to come out with your own interpretation. So this is the first module. We will just stop at this, and then we will continue. This is lesson number 1.